New home sales are down 29% year over year. Does that mean that the new build market here is crashing? Today, we're going to go over all of the numbers in our Q3 2025 Las Vegas new build update. Hey everyone, Kristen with the Thomas Group and Real Broker. I am your local Las Vegas new build expert. Let's jump right into what I led with at the beginning of the video. I mean, new home sales are down 29% year over year. That's crazy. That's a lot. Let's talk a little bit about what's driving that. So first of all, obviously we have those high interest rates. There was a higher than normal cancellation rate last quarter as well. And saying last quarter, that reminds me. So these numbers we are looking at are for Q2. So we have a little bit of a delay. I'm releasing the Q3 video. If you remember, if you watched my last video, I did mention that we really saw how slow things were. The builders were reaching out to me every day. They were offering really great interest rates and really great, all kinds of good incentives, design center incentives. I'm starting to see them pull back on that a little bit. So I think we had a little bit of a slump. Things are starting to pick up a little bit. It's not crazy, but if we take a look at our months of inventory for new construction in the Las Vegas area, we're sitting at 15 months of inventory, which is still pretty high, but it's down from where we were at the end of last quarter. So what that shows is that the supply is actually not keeping up with the demand. So it's one thing, right, to look at this number and say that new home sales are down 29%. And that certainly is good to know when you are going in and, putting in an offer for a new build home, but it doesn't paint the whole picture. Let's take a look at traffic. Similarly, traffic was down 20% quarter over quarter and down 28% year over year. We're seeing this as well throughout the whole nation. Like if you look at national statistics for housing starts and new permits that were pulled and new contracts that were signed, down throughout the whole of the US. Again, high interest rates, lack of affordability. Now, does this mean that the builders are lowering prices? Nope, they're not. If anything, we've seen prices raise a little bit because all they're doing when they're giving you these interest rate incentives is they're building it into the cost of the home. So I would say right now it's hard out there if you are a first-time home buyer and looking for like a single family home, under 500,000. There's not that much inventory out there. There's a lot for townhomes, but you can still get those really, really great interest rate incentives. Okay, let's take a look at what parts of town are popular right now. Henderson is still leading the way at 28% of all new home sales. That's actually increased a little bit quarter over quarter. Interestingly enough, our next two most popular areas, which are the Northwest and Southwest, the way that this data works is that also encompasses Summerlin, so basically that whole west side of the valley. Both those saw a small dip, so we've seen the sales slow down a little bit there. Where they're increasing a little bit is North Las Vegas. I'm not surprised. There's some really great neighborhoods up all the way up in North Las Vegas. I think, sometimes it's overlooked by people, but up there it's really beautiful and you can get some great affordable homes. Let's talk about the top builders. So it's always a race between Lennar and D.R. Horton. And this last quarter, Lennar was in the number one spot, followed by D.R. Horton, Pulte, and then KB. The best-selling communities, wow, 55 plus communities led the way. Sun City Mesquite was the number one spot, followed by Trilogy Sunstone, which is a really great, beautiful community up in the northwest of Las Vegas. By the way, if you are a really active adult, that term is kind of silly, but like if you're super active, like you want things to do, you're super social, Trilogy Sunstone is for you. I mean, it is. They have an activities manager that makes sure there's something there every day. There's all kinds of clubs. You will never be bored there. And everyone is so friendly whenever I go there. I love meeting the residents. Okay, so that was our number 2 spot. Number 3 is at Tempo Trails. That's a D.R. Horton community, a townhome community. And number 4, surprisingly, is Del Webb at Lake Las Vegas. And I say surprisingly because I have a listing in Del Webb at Lake Las Vegas. And so I've been keeping my eye very closely on that market, and not a single resale has sold there like in the last quarter. But It's because everyone is buying the new homes. They are doing a lot of great incentives at Del Webb. They're buying down the rate to 5% for their spec homes, offering all kinds of incentives on design center and lot premium. So another great option if you're 55 plus. We have really good 55 plus communities out here. Now let's talk about some exciting new communities that are coming to the Las Vegas area. The first one that I wanted to talk about is called Skye Summit. And this is just north of Summerlin and west of where Sky Hills is now. It's a beautiful area. I like it because it's going to be more affordable than Summerlin, but you're right there close to all the amenities and really close to the Red Rock area and also Mount Charleston. This is by Olympia's, the developer. They have two different sections, which is really cool. One of them is going to be a little bit more lower density and have some really cool amenities, including a community pool. That's a 570 lot development. And there will also be a 299 lot development with a little bit more dense housing. Next up is something that I feel like we've really been lacking in new construction. And that is a new community that is not 55 plus that has a really nice clubhouse. Taylor Morrison is planning on opening Esplanade at Red Rock early 2026. And what sets this community apart from what we've been seeing is they're planning on having a 10,000 square foot clubhouse with a pool, with fitness equipment, with a pet park, etc., but also have a community manager. So a lot of people reach out to me, they want a really nice neighborhood, but they want a clubhouse. And we have seen some developers do clubhouses recently, like at Ascension and Mesa Ridge in Summerlin. But I will say they haven't invested in a community manager, and that's the person that plans the events and all of the different activities that bring their residents together. And we are going to be seeing that at Esplanade, so I'm very excited for this one. It is in Summerlin, so we do expect about half the homes to be over the $1 million price point. The other half should be just under. Pointe just acquired a bunch more land out in the Kyle Canyon area, which, by the way, is so beautiful up there. It's cooler because you're up in a higher elevation. You're just outside of the entrance to Mount Charleston, so you have access to lots of hikes, skiing. It's so pretty. And Pointe was approved for a 77 home community up there. It's going to be medium to low density, about 4 units per acre, which is rare for us to see here in Las Vegas. Builders like to pack it in. So I'm looking forward to seeing what beautiful designs Pointe has to offer. So if you would like to take advantage of the slump that the builders have seen in sales and get yourself a great deal, don't forget to reach out to me. You can find all my information at thethomasgrouplv.com, and I'm extension 2 for Kristen. I specialize in new construction. I have a great relationship with all the builders, and I would love to help you negotiate a great deal. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.